something. With all the distractions that you have off the field, how are you able to keep focused on winning football games as you do and do throughout the years? When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.
Marketing come up with that for him. Those were his phrases that he came up with, that he believed in.
Just win. Play hard. Try not to make mistakes. But don't worry about mistakes, because there's only one thing that counts. Just win.
Yo, welcome to another edition of the 2-for-1 Nation podcast, man. I'm one of your hosts, the SC Raiders Talk, aka your boy Eric, and to my, got it right, my left, which is your guys probably right or somewhere, my boy here, my co-host, RaiderTwuan in the building. What's good, Twuan?
Hey, y'all know what it is. 2-for-1 Nation podcast, two brothers for one nation. And y'all know it's the best nation, the Raider Nation. Blessings to everybody, man.
Yep, and I believe last week is where I ended up not being here. Of course, had some personal things, you feel me, that I had to take care of. Everything's good, which is a good news. I will say that. But besides that, we back. It's free agency week. It's been surprising yesterday and today. I thought there would have been something that has happened, but there hasn't. But there has been a lot of things that happen around the league, and also the Raiders. Today, there was an interesting thing with us with the press conferences with our new signings, which if you guys did not see it, you guys missed out, because if with the way they said things, the way they answered the questions, and the way they said why they came here, what they're expecting, and all these things, you would see why, Antonio Pierce, Tom Telesco, and all these guys chose them. And I still don't think we're done, but I just don't know when. I can't predict it no more. I thought we were gonna do something yesterday, and nothing happened. So we're gonna see what happens, but I know we're not done yet, man. Shout out to everybody that's here so far, man. You already know 2-for-1 Nation. We back in full effect, talking about day 3 pretty much. And just everything that has happened in the last couple of days. Let me shout out everybody that's in here so far. Raider Paul, was good. Good to see you. Was good. Robert Panda, good to see you. Hope all is well. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights, was good. Good to see you. Raider Resistance Prez in the building. Salute. SoCal Sal in the building. What up, SoCal? BL. What up, BL? Good to see you. Protect the Shield in the building. What up, PTS? Good to see you. Hope all is well. My 2 cents. Salute. Shout out to everybody that's coming in slowly but surely, man. And we back, like I said, in full effect, man. And you know what? Let's get straight into it, right? Let's start off with our signings, obviously. Twuan, I know you've talked about it in your personal thing. I've talked about my personal thing, but let's talk about it together, man. What's your feelings on the new signings that we have, bro?
Man, overall, I think everything is fitting. I'll say 2 things, even though I could probably go even way longer with that. But all the signings that came in, you know what I'm saying, and I'm kind of really dealing with the new guys in regards to Christian Wilkins and Minshew. They're going to fit our team like a glove. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's the one point. And then one thing that I've been saying, and you'll probably hear it a whole lot more from me, is what Telesco's really doing with the guys that he's bringing in. The production has to meet the paper. And if it doesn't, then that's why we saw some guys leave, and that's why some guys are still here. You know what I'm saying? As much as I don't like Andre James, and y'all know I call him Andre negative 3,000, that price that we got him for, it matches production and paper. It matches, and especially because of the market. So, yeah, with the new additions, they're going to fit in like perfectly. I could visually, if I could visualize being a fly on the wall and be in the locker room when all those guys are talking and talking trash to each other and saying all of that stuff, they're all going to fit in, and we'll even see some of that on Sundays because the Minshew, he talks his trash, and also Christian Wilkins is known to talk trash on the field too.
Yeah, and for me, obviously, I love the Wilkinson pick. Obviously, that's the favorite one. That's everybody's favorite. We needed a defensive tackle for so long, and we got it. And it's a guy that brings that personality to the Raiders. They're bringing a lot of guys with personality, with strength, um, being able to play for the Shield and know what the Raider Nation's about, and all those different things, right? And that's exactly what our defense is, our newly acquired defensive tackle was like. And even Gardner Minshew, say what you say about Gardner Minshew, he's a guy that can win you games at the end of the day, and he's gonna bring competition to the table. And I've said this time and time again that the last case scenario is that Gardner Minshew and AOC battle it out. Which I mean, at the end of the day, look at what we're building. If you remember, I know a lot of people, of course, were alive during this time. Sadly, I wasn't. But the Raiders used to be this hard nosed football team that smacked people in the mouth on the defensive side of the ball. And they would smack anybody, hit anybody, go out there, not be scared, make sure that they don't score, and that's the defense we're forming. And it starts off with obviously the trenches outwards, and that's exactly what you see doing right. They brought back Andrew James, and then obviously Christian Wilkinson right there as well, a guy that obviously is one of the best defensive tackles in free agency, one of the best defensive tackles in the whole league. So, obviously, shout out to everybody coming in though. Wild Turkey was good, good to see you. Omar was good, good to see you. Shout out to everybody coming in, man, slowly but surely.
You
Um,
and also, Eric, one thing, whether we approve, and I think for one guy we'll definitely approve, but whether we approve or we don't approve of how these guys come in and play, one thing that you're not going to say is that they show lack of effort.
mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like Minshew, whether you like Minshew or not, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna spit my Raider gospel on Minshew. I'm not really a big fan of Minshew, but one thing that you gotta respect him on is that he goes hard. You know what I'm saying, when he's out there on the field. So you got to be okay with that. And I think Wilkins is the same way. You're gonna get a we see Max Crosby and how he's been doing things on the D line. I'm telling you right now, Christian Wilkins is matching that same energy.
And you know, also on top of that, right? Um, some interesting things to be said in the press conference today. The press earlier, if you guys missed it, like I said, you should watch it. Um, Wilkins came out and said pretty much that he wanted to play with 98. He straight up just said it. Like he wanted to come over here and play with 98. It was 98. One of our ED best defensive linemen we have in Max Crosby. Um, and that force alone is a dynamic duo. Malcolm Kuhn started being that. He started being that other duo at towards the end. But this one is like a true like what you're gonna get out of both of them. And of course, speaking of another defensive lineman, shout out to Andre, says, how many sacks do you think Tyree Wilson gets next season? That's an interesting question.
It's gonna be a situation where he's gonna run into a lot of sacks.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing with Coons. Like you were just talking about how we're trying to categorize a duo, but we might be in a situation where there might possibly be a trio by the end of the year, because when they're going to have to slide protection somewhere, and they're going to have to double somebody, right? So with that being said, Kuntz might be on one-on-ones. You know what I'm saying? Tyree Wilson might be on one-on-ones. There might be a situation where, and we might see it where, Max gets around the corner, he runs that quarterback out, and Kuntz just happens to run into a sack because he's on the other side. So there's going to be a lot of, havoc and mess that's going to happen with this D line. And to really put this D line over the top, I wish we could just get just one more, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's a D tackle or another defensive end, just to have like a crazy depth where we can go in waves and knock on wood, if somebody goes down, we're not tripping because we're still solid. So but yeah, Tyree Wilson and Kuntz, there's going to be some sacks that are going to be on their tally, but we're going to know that came from Christian Wilkins and Max.
Yeah. And if I were to, obviously he had, I believe, 3.5 last season. With the time limit, the limited time he had out there, and the little transition from finally putting him into the inside towards the end, I'm gonna say that he gets 6.5 or more. I will say 6.5 and more, and these are my reasons why. People might call me crazy. I'm calling myself crazy because I'm not the biggest. I'm still a little bit backtracked on what Tyree Wilson is capable of, but this is the reasons why I think he's gonna get double what he got last year, right? And it's due to the fact that he's finally having somebody really train the hell out of him in the offseason. And that's Max Crosby. Already came out that Max Crosby and him have been putting in the work. He's been training them. He's been helping them. Now, you bring in a defensive tackle that has had a veteran experience, a guy that is arguably a pro. I believe he was a Pro Bowler once at least. And he was really good. He just came off of his best season ever. He's entering his prime. Is Wilkins, and he's gonna help who? Tyree Wilson as well. So, for me, I think he gets 6.5 or more. Just because of that, he had 3.5 last year. Obviously, with all the circumstances, was injured the first couple weeks. Blah blah blah. Now he's got a full off season. Max Crosby helping him. Wilkins helping him. New staff members coming into the play, and I'm gonna say 6.5 to answer your question. Let me see. Sign choice. Oh, good. Mm-hmm.
No, like even with because he was asking about Tyree, like if Tyree doesn't do anything else but do his bull rush with what we got, that's going to be a problem, because we already know that Tyree has power. That's one thing that even though we know Tyree was, injured and he was kind of limping through the season trying to figure things out, as he went along, but we saw the power that Tyree had on the line. So if that's all he brings to the table, trust me, that's going to be enough. But even on top of that, he's already said that he's going to be working on his craft during this offseason, because he didn't have realistically an offseason last year. So just picture that. Tyree coming in with the power that he's going to have more power, because obviously he's going to hit the weights. You know what I'm saying? He's going to have more power. He's probably going to develop another type of pass rush move or work on his hands better, because that's another thing that Max Crosby did one year that actually made him an even more better pass rusher. So he's going to be able to get in there and learn too. He can learn from he can learn from Christian Wilkins, which Christian Wilkins has already said that he's going to, help Tyree in that effort. And then also we know Max Crosby is going to do the same thing. So he has two teachers on that line. So I don't see no, outside of injury, I don't see no other, other route but him going upwards this year.
And also on top of that, a lot of us always talk about when it comes down to the defensive lineman. We always talk about the biggest of defensive linemen, right? The you could call them the Pro Bowlers, the superstars, and all these different things. And what I'm talking about is like Aaron Donald. We talk a lot about Aaron Donald. A lot of people talk about Aaron Donald. What does Aaron Donald do for the rest of his line? He helps them out. All of these defensive linemen that have been around him have gotten better, have looked good, and got paid somewhere else because of it. And I'm not saying that Wilkins is exactly Aaron Donald because I think Aaron Donald is like at the top of the top, but Wilkins is not that far from him, and he hasn't reached his peak. That's the scary part about it. He hasn't reached his peak, so that alone is gonna help. Also, these other guys around him, Tyree Wilson, Malcolm Kuntz, even Max Crosby. Even though we already know Max Crosby could do it on his own, now he could do it with help. And I really do think that with everything falling into place, that somebody else that could get better than what they did last year is Max Crosby, and I think he could potentially get somewhere in the range of the T.J. Watt numbers. Um, that one year when he had like 20 or whatever. I think it's a high possibility. And with the teams we're playing this season, if you really look down the list, there's a lot of teams that their offensive line may not be capable of holding our defensive line. But that all, like I said, things have to fall into place. And then obviously, I want to shine some light to Minshew mania. You feel me? Minshew, a guy that's 2-0 against us, sent us off of Oakland with the loss. He's been somebody that, yeah, we kind of talk about um, these other guys that we brought in, right? That beat us. But Minshew is somebody that could win you games, and he's proven it everywhere he's gone. He's kind of like, I'm trying to think of a person that goes from team to team. There's another. Oh, I forgot what his name was. A guy that goes from team to team, and he's not even bad. He's just, he just magically goes from team to team. I forgot what that guy's name is. I forgot what sport it was. But obviously that's what he is. So for me, I'm cool with him, his knowledge, and he said it. He said that they told him that there's no promises, that he doesn't know if he's gonna get the starting job. So there you go. You see the route they're going, right? And now news came out right now that Washington traded Sam Howell, meaning now we could 100% say Washington's going for a quarterback 110%. 110%. So that kind of, puts a little bit of a roadblock. Shout out to everybody coming in. Let me shout out everybody that's coming in. 3 Dot Dave was good. Jace Furpo was good. Ray Love, salute. Avakazi Raider in the building. What up, AR? Good to see everybody coming in slowly but surely, man. I appreciate you guys coming in. Journeyman, but there was a guy that was doing that. There was a guy that was doing that. But yeah, that's the actual name of it, Journeyman.
There's a few guys within the league that have been that, because they know that that's and I'll just say it like this. Why is Nate Peterman got another contract? Nathan Peterman, the GOAT. We talk about the GOAT, Nathan Peterman. He signed with the Saints. You know what I'm saying? Like there's quarterbacks out there that know that there's no real chance for them to be a starter, but hey, to get a year contract here, a year contract there, a year contract here, and make your money, go ahead and do it. You know what I'm saying? But even outside of our free agency, going back to who we have, outside of quarterback, you know what I'm saying? People want to say Cousins, but outside of Cousins at quarterback, the Raiders got the best free agent. You know what I'm saying? In free agency, the best guy in free agency. So we're doing something. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not all the moves that we wanted. So I know some people are mad because we ain't getting this guy and getting that guy and going to get this guy, but we're making the right moves.
Yeah. And that's a fact, man. And I wanted to come up to this question here. Oh, I accidentally took it off. Give me a second. my most important takeaway from the presser was that he said he's making it a focal point to take these young guys under his wing, especially Wilson. And yeah, that's the whole point, man. That's how it should be, right? These veterans need to come in here and proven guys to help the younger guys, and that's exactly what's happening. And now it kind of leads me to the way free agency is going right now, and I still don't think we're done, but I do feel like it kind of gives you a little bit more clear view on what they could do in the draft. We're for sure going for a defensive lineman in the draft, 110%. We're gonna go for a defensive lineman in the draft. Whoever it could be, I don't know. I have my personal favorites, obviously. Um, but there's gonna be a rookie that's most likely either gonna be next to Wilkins, perhaps, or a rotational piece, depending on how high you get this defensive tackle, how much progression they make, all these different things, all these different factors. So um, it kind of shows you the trajectory they're going. And then obviously, the way Omar pointed out there on the presser, if you really listen to the presser, y'all, you'll hear a lot of context clue stuff, man. Like you'll hear a lot of little hints that a lot of people won't catch. And you just have to, you feel me? Maybe listen to it once, twice, three times, four, five, in order to know that. So obviously, um, that's a good analysis there, and I'm interested to go. I'm interested to see what happens. I'm interested to see what happens. And Chicago might not even trade Jaden.
Why am I drawing a
Justin Fields.
blank?
They might not even trade Justin Fields, and New England just said they might go a wide receiver route. So I don't know what the hell is about to happen between them three. But well, obviously Washington quarterback. But besides that, I don't know. Shout out to Pyro. What up, Pyro?
I forgot what I'm like. I know talking, and talking what I'm saying in my head. Um, there was something that Wilkins said, and it really that light bulb went off. But now I'm forgetting exactly what it was, and now it's driving me crazy. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the presser.
Yeah, I might have to go back too because he said a lot of things. Um, yeah, he said a lot of things. So, um, obviously, you feel me? That's a presser that you guys should watch again, even if you watched it. To be honest,
For
but shout out to everybody coming in. But yeah, obviously those are the practically the only signings, and also the tight end, which everybody's going crazy saying, "Oh, what tight end?" The tight end we got is a blocking tight end, y'all. So that kind of helps there in the blocking scheme of things. And obviously people forget that we still have Mayers back there. Um, so yeah, right. Um, have the Raiders re-signed Amik yet? He left. He's with the Lions now. He's on a 2-year deal with Detroit. I don't know if they made that official though. I am not sure if Amik is official with the Lions, but I do think it's a 2-year deal. It's a 2-year deal. So
yeah, it's a 2 year.
there's that, right? Besides that, the other news in free agency was obviously what happened yesterday. 4 people got cut, but today one person ended up being a post June 1st cut. So first, Renfrow gone. How you feel about Renfrow gone?
There goes the situation of what I was talking about when it comes to production versus the paper. The paper was way too high versus what he was used for, in his latter years with us. Do I still think that Renfro is a solid wide receiver? Do I think that he will do well for whatever team he goes to, moving forward? Absolutely. Will we see the China route and him breaking somebody's ankles? Yes, we will. But for that price that he had on him, the price was way too high. So we had to move on. Yeah, I'm gonna miss him. I'll say it like that. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's just more of the Raider in me. But realistically, dollar amount, again, the production versus the paper, it didn't match, and unfortunately, that's why he had to go.
Yeah, Renfrow. I was expecting him to get traded. I didn't think he was gonna get released, but obviously they probably didn't find a trade partner, and
Yeah.
everybody already knew that he was on the way out. So might as well wait till he became a free agent, so it could be easier on them to not give up anything. Um,
That's
yeah,
See, but
if you,
that's why, and that's what kills me about sometimes about um the Raiders and just teams in general. Like, why don't you just play the game? Like, why didn't we use Renfrow a lot? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Why didn't we, put him out there? You know what I'm saying? Whether we thought we was going to keep him or not, like, if you put him out there, then you let the other teams out there think that you want him around, where they might throw you a fourth or fifth round or something. You know what I'm saying, for him. But if you're dogging dude out, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna say we completely dogged Renfrow out like we've done other players, but you dog Renfrow out in the sense of not putting him out there on the field, you know what I'm saying, and letting him get some catches here and there. You know, teams look at that and they're like, oh, he's on his way out. So let me just go ahead and wait for him to get on waiver wire to where I don't have to give up a pick.
yeah,
So, like, sometimes we got to be I just think I feel like we should just be a little smarter if we already know a guy's on his way out. Like, play it out to the point where they think he's on the roster, but everybody knows in-house that he's on his way out, but everybody out there think that he's still a viable option.
and Renfrow is an interesting guy. He was having good seasons with us, and then ended up. I think where it all went down is when he got clocked against the Cardinals. I think that's when it really went downhill. And then he started fumbling, more than often. And he used to have the best hands, wasn't fumbling, able to break tackles. That was him. And then it kind of fell apart, and he needed a new change of scenery. For me, I think he's not a number one like a lot of people say. I know a lot of people claim to him to be a number one, but he's obviously a number three. Number three, number two guy. And wherever he goes, he's gonna do fine because at the end of the day, he ain't gonna be the number one wherever he goes. And if I were to give a prediction on where he's gonna go, it's kind of gonna go where our old quarterback went to, and I think that's my prediction on where he goes. Just because they just lost Michael Thomas, now you substitute Renfro. Renfro's the second one on the team because at the end of the day they got Chris Olave over there. There you go. There you go. That's my prediction as far as that. So,
Yeah, their offense
wish
could
them the
be.
best. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
All I gotta say is this. Um, you feel me? Just pay attention to how players leave teams. I just want you guys to know that. If you paid attention how Josh Jacobs left and what he said and what Renfro said when he left, that's gonna show you a lot about character. As much as one claims, I'm just saying, no hate, but it's kind of it's in between the lines on the way they exited. I'm just throwing
I,
it
I,
there.
I, I, you know what? Actually, I'm usually on top of things, and I think I'm lost on that. What did,
I, I'm a, I'm a, I'm gonna show you. You know what? Let me pull it up, and
what did JJ say?
let me see. Let me find it. Let me see if I can find it. People.
Yeah, because I saw what Renfro said. I actually talked about that yesterday on my live.
Mhm.
I didn't even know that. I didn't even know JJ said something.
Oh, you didn't? Yeah, I got you. Where is it? I have to find it. Oh, I'm finding it right now,
Okay.
though.
Yeah, but even with the Harrison Bryant, like, so I know people were flipping out on that, and
Mhm.
it's entertaining to talk about, but we still, when you sometimes we gotta, I say it, sometimes we gotta take off the Raider cap. When you take off the Raider cap, what do we need on this roster? We needed a blocking tight end. You know what I'm saying? Like, the reason why Austin Hooper left, you know what I'm saying? And Austin Hooper left, who was our blocking tight end. Like, we need a blocking tight end. So, and especially because, Mayer is emerging, as that number one for us. So we need that secondary tight end for sure.
Let me see. I'm still trying to find it. Well, I find it. Shout out to everybody that's coming in, man. I see Dark in the building. What up, Dark? What up, Jesse? Good to see everybody. Raider Roach was good. It was about loyalty, man. Yeah, it was about loyalty. Um, Shout out to Jesse. Like I said, John Leone in the building was good. Good to see everybody coming in. Surely, slowly but surely. Shout out to you guys, man. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. 2 for 1 Nation. We in the building, man. So we just talk about these Raider cuts and stuff. And then obviously Jimmy Garoppolo. Shout out to All Eyes on G. What's good, man? McDaniels ruined Eddie Royal and now Renfrow. Just saying. Oh, that's what I was gonna say too. I had 2 words for your question about like Renfrow. It's Josh McDaniels. You know, he kind of messed him up. So shout out to Milka Beasy. But Twuan, let me know what you feel about Jimmy G. He went from a automatic cut to a post June 1st cut. What do you think that money post June 1st is gonna do? Why they did it that route?
The post June 1st is actually helping us. In reality, we're still going to have some cap hits in the next 2 years, but we're actually going to get 12.1 back by designating Jimmy G for the June 1st. With Hunter Renfrow, it's a 13.7 that we're actually getting back in cap. So my hood map says 25.8 total coming back. So you have a situation where, you kind of with Jimmy G is kind of like apples for apples, right? You got rid of Jimmy G, and then you sign Minshew for almost about the same amount. So we pretty much got Minshew for free. But yeah, it's 12.1 that we actually get on get on the cap this year.
He says 25.8 mil to spend on Davis dime pieces and PF changes. Yeah, we still have 25 plus. I know a lot of people are throwing a lot of cap numbers out there. It's 25 plus still. And on top of that, it's gonna be 40 plus if we don't do nothing in free agency, which I still think we're gonna get free agents at the end of the day. They may not one of them may be a big name and the rest may be a bunch of role players, or it might be just a bunch of decent players coming in. That's still up in the air. But I still think they're gonna do something.
Telesco's playing a game, and that's the thing that as fans it drives us crazy. But Telesco's playing the waiting game because in regards to free agency, the waiting game makes the money go down. Okay, starting free agency, a player might say I'm worth 20 mil, but as time goes, that draft comes and players start coming in or before the draft or after the draft, you know what I'm saying? Like the money keeps going down. So there might be somebody that he really, really wants. You know what I'm saying? There's a corner. I believe there's a corner that he really, really wants out there. But that corner right now wants way too much money that, you know what I'm saying, it is really, really worth the situation. And I know we're talking about Raiders, but let me talk a little bit about the NFL. That Calvin Ridley contract, that's because of you going for free agency, right? You know what I'm saying? Reaching. And I'm not saying Calvin Ridley ain't, a good wide receiver, but the price, they probably could have got him for a cheaper price if they would have waited a little bit. But because they jumped out there and did that, that's how much you got to pay. There goes 92 mil or whatever his contract was. That's another reason why People were talking about Devin White coming to the Raiders. Devin White, I don't think Devin White's coming to the Raiders right now. If that's the case. Why? Because Devin White is probably the best linebacker in free agency. And he knows that. And because he knows that, he's gonna want top dollar. So are we going to do what we've been doing for the past decades, signing Corey Littleton, you know what I'm saying, to a high contract just because we want him on the team? Or are we actually going to get him for the right price? So there it goes again. Production versus the paper. It got to match.
Facts. And speaking of that, speaking of linebacker, which I found the exact quote from Josh Jacobs. He said this, and I quote, right? It's always the player being disloyal. At what point do we ask the same for franchises for that same loyalty? Instead of saying Raiders, it's been a good one. Thank you, fans. Thank you, everybody. He said, when do we ask the franchises for the same loyalty? Practically calling our franchise unloyal to him. Well, sorry, bro. Sorry we couldn't pay you the money you deserved. I'm sorry, man. I would like to apologize on behalf of nobody, man. What the hell? You gave no production last year. What did you expect? You should have just took the money the year before. At the end of the day, you could blame the offensive line, but there was times where there was gaps in between that you just missed. And Zamir White outplayed you last season. And it sucks to say that because I don't think Zamir White is a better player. I don't. But he did. He did.
How many people and in the chat, let's have a little conversation here. How many people in the chat was willing to pay an injured running back $12 million a year? Please tell me give me your Raider gospel on would you give Josh Jacobs $12 million a year when he can't be best ability is available? And I love Josh Jacobs. I love him. I love what he does when he's on the field.
Yeah,
but even going into, we knew that we weren't going to franchise tag him. I was already saying that 12, that ain't an option. Especially when we already had the conversation, and the reports came out. I wish I could pull up my clip, but the reports came out that we weren't going to franchise tag him because the franchise tag was 14. So no, at least for me. Anybody out there willing to give Josh Jacobs 12?
At the end of the day, I'm not going to discredit what he has done. He did do good for us, especially the season before. He was the reason why we won multiple games. But if we really break it down, his journey with us the last 2 seasons, you would pay attention to what he has said in the presser. And let me throw this out there because, he does like watching. He does like watching. There's a reason why he tweets a lot about us, because he watches. He watches everybody. He watches what we say. He watches what we do. But let me make something clear. You specifically said pretty much that if you want the organization to treat you like a hero, then they should pay you like a hero. Somewhere along those lines. When it was, I think, a Super Bowl weekend or something a year and a half ago. Before it was last year, right? Before we franchise tagged you. Boom, we didn't need you to be the hero no more. And you seen the trajectory it was going, right? Josh McDaniels messed it up, whatever. But the hero of some games was most of the games was the defense. Now, right, besides the point, you said that you want to be a Raider. You said you're all about the Raider and that you gave loyalty to this organization. Did you really, though? Weren't you the same one that did not come to practice because you didn't have a contract done? Weren't you the same person that waited to the end to play? Weren't you the one that skipped the beginning of the offseason because you weren't getting paid what you wanted? And you kept saying that it was the years and it was them not giving you longevity and all these different things. We know the truth, bro. You wanted the money? Hey, rightfully so. I'm never going to talk about another grown man's pockets, man. That's all you. But at the end of the day, to say that we were disloyal is one of the most dumbest things you could say. And the organization saying that they're unloyal. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, bro, we gave you nothing but loyalty, bro. And you just didn't want to go out there and play. And you skipped the offseason expecting to be this savior of all saviors. So, you feel me? Like, at the end of the day, you got to just say for what you said. You feel me? A player that wants to be a Raider is going to be there since day one, since the offseason, since practices, OTAs, all those things, and you weren't there. And then you went in for your first game and you couldn't even do shit. So,
Yeah, like I said, I like Josh Jacobs when he's on the field. I like what he brings to the table, but I'm in the mode of spending properly. I'm way. I know some people are dying for a Super Bowl. So some of us are dying to. You know what I'm saying? And yes, I want us to win a Super Bowl, but I'm more in the mode of let's stop overspending. You know what I'm saying? Like let us sit with some money sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like let's be okay with letting, 36-year-old tight ends and 34-year-old, linebackers go. Like it I feel like I feel like I'm Cool Kev right now. I feel like spirit of Cool Kev is upon me. But you notice the guys that he's bringing in. They're young. I don't think that had Minshew had injuries. I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? Like these guys is healthy. You know what I'm saying? And as much as yes, we want to run the ball, we need somebody that's going to be available. And it would have hurt me. It would have hurt me for us to spend $12 million on Josh Jacobs or a running back in general. I don't want to, I don't want Josh Jacobs to unsubscribe to my channel. But it would hurt me to have a $12 million running back and he not be there all season.
Where would you rather pay the money? Running back or defense?
Right?
Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what happened. We paid Wilkins. That's what happened. Shout out to everybody coming in, man. I see more people coming in. Snoops, what's good? Good to see you. Shout out to Vic Sacramento. Salute, Jose Garcia. All eyes on G. Cool Kev. Ray Love, the Bills Bunker. Good to see everybody. Raider G1. Shout out to everybody coming in, man. We appreciate you guys coming in. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. $3 Dave, salute, man. I don't know if I salute you, but shout out to everybody, man. Everybody in the building. You feel me? We're just talking about certain things, right? With Jacobs and all these things. And at the end of the day, I think personally, if you were to ask me one of the positions to easily replace, it's the running back position. I've always said it. Can you replace exactly Josh Jacobs and his prime and when he had his best season with us and stuff? No, right? Not guaranteed, but at the end of the day, the direction that this team is heading is they want players that want to be here and that fit them. Now, I have faith in this organization. I have faith in Antonio Pierce that he knows who's a Raider and who's not. And so far, I haven't seen no wrong. Wilkins is a Raider. Gardner Minshew is a Raider. These guys are speaking like Raiders, talking about being Raiders. Bro, Wilkins came into the presser, said, hold on. They were about to ask him a question. He said, hold on. and he went Raiders. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. He told them to hold up. He said it, and then let them speak. Like, come on, bro. Like, if that don't show you anything, I don't know what does. I know it's something so little, but
He said, "Hold on, let me get this off my chest. I've been waiting to say this." Again, people that want to come and be a Raider. He wants to be a Raider.
Yep, 100%.
You can't beat that, man. You can't beat that. And you know, he was watching us from afar and said, "I want to be a part of that."
He legit said that. He said he was watching like. That's funny, bro. That's actually funny, bro. Like, hey, come on, man. I'm excited. I'm actually like excited for the defensive line.
And there's going to be more guys that are going to again. There's a dollar amount. There's a price for everybody. But trust me, there's some other guys that's watching what we got over here. I feel it. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it's it's a concrete situation, but I guarantee you there's a corner that says, "Hey, I think I could come over here."
Yeah.
With that pass rush, oh yeah, I can get my interceptions up. So yeah, I'm man. But again, free is like I said, it's early in free agency, so a lot of these guys have their agents have a set price for them too. Oh, I think you should be, this offseason, I think you worth this. Well, that ain't we gonna wait on you, dog.
Shout out to Holly. What up, sis? Hope all is well. Shout out to everybody coming in, man. Good to see everybody. Frank White was good. No, we did not. No, we did not. Not yet. Shout out to everybody, man. Coming in. Blessings upon blessings to you guys, man. So obviously, the Jimmy Garoppolo thing as well. The Jimmy Garoppolo thing, it looks like they might gain more players after June 1st. I mean, there is some free agents that wait till then, anyways. And also maybe, there's a lot of people that are gonna go on contract next year, y'all. Maybe they're just saving that money to re-sign people, which is not bad at all. I like our team. For me, I know people are gonna ask right now, what do you feel? What do you feel? What do you feel about everything that's going on? Um, you know, yes, free agency is not over, so it's not time to panic either. But I feel like even with the team we have right now, it's a solid team. And people may say, "Oh, you're drunk. There's no quarterback." At the end of the day, you got a team around these guys, man, and you still have the draft, right? Um, do I say Super Bowl contender? Hell no, not not yet. Hell no. But do I feel like we're gonna add some pieces still? Yes. But like obviously, you see the trajectory they're going on the defense side of the ball, man. They're putting up a powerhouse of a defensive line in order to compete with these other teams, so they don't have to score too much on the offense, and they could just do it just right, right? Um, I think the way they might go is offensive line in the draft. It's looking like we have more in cap, Frank White. We have 25 plus mil still. Like I said, we're not done yet. It looks like the waiting game now. I think there's still tomorrow, and then next week, obviously. But I do feel like they're just waiting. They're probably talking to people saying, "Hey, what do you feel about this? What do you feel about that?" Really trying to be picky with it, which I'm all for it because I'm tired of just grabbing players and then hoping they work and then they don't work and then it's like, oh my, look at how many times we messed up a free agency before, yo. So shout out to Jim Tanner. I'm guessing you're a Chiefs fan. The Chiefs own the West and the rest of the league. Good luck waiting 20 years. Oh, look at the Chiefs fan. Chiefs fan in the house. It's okay, bro. It's okay. It's fine. Don't worry.
You better hope your offensive line is good. you can bet your money on that.
Fact.
You want to highlight of what happened what happened with y'all in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Well, that's what's gonna happen when you come over here with the Raiders.
I mean, to be fair,
y'all remember where Mahomes was running around, running all over the field because he yeah.
Hey, see, I'm glad you said that, Jim Tanner. You know what? I'm glad you said that, because didn't we beat y'all with the rookie quarterback? Didn't we beat y'all with the rookie head coach? Didn't we beat y'all with the rookie offensive coordinator? Oh, yeah, maybe Christmas doesn't. You feel me? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping, right? Maybe I'm looking at some other score or something. Maybe from 3 years ago when Ruggs was here. My bad. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping, right? You guys tell me if I'm tripping. But last time I recall, there was 3 rookies on the offense side of the ball, and we beat them. That's all I gotta say. But Chiefs fans are gonna talk. They just won the Super Bowl. Congratulations. You beat Brock Purdy. Good. Congratulations. Clap it up. Just kidding. Just go listen to Shake It Off, and you'll be fine. You seem a little angry right now. Just go listen to Shake It Off. You'll be right. Devin White visiting the Seahawks. That's good for him. I mean, the Seahawks are building something. At the end of the day, we're taking it slow. I'm just waiting. The Chiefs signed Mike Williams, did they? See, I don't even know if people be joking, because I be getting notifications. I don't got notification on none of this. Oh, Vikings just signed a wide receiver that I don't know who the hell that is.
I think the
I
Bills
hope it was a false report.
The Bills got Curtis Samuel, I think.
Oh, yeah. I seen something about Curtis Samuel earlier. But hey, I'm chilling. You feel me? We chilling. At the end of the day, we're gonna do what we do best. We're just gonna let the season play out. At the end of the day, the media is already calling the Wilkins contract C plus. By the way, I don't know if you've seen that. The media is saying that it's a C plus of a signing. But we all know if Wilkins went to a team like the Chiefs or something, they would say A plus, A plus, A plus, A plus, S plus, freaking off the moon, riding the coattail.
Who gave that grade?
I don't know. I didn't see exactly, but the media. I seen B. I haven't seen a single A, bro.
Really?
I haven't seen a single A. Maybe I've been looking in the wrong places, but I literally have not been seeing a single A on that signing. Am I tripping, y'all? Like, not on one place besides Raider, Raider content creators or Raider Twitter. At the end of the day, it doesn't look like. Yeah, it doesn't look like nothing. But yeah, speaking of what Omar said earlier, just to give you a little bit of insight of what Wilkins said today, he's going to make it his goal to reach out to help Tyree Wilson after an up and down rookie season. So he also name dropped and wants to help people like Tyree Wilson. So that's good, right? Wilkins was paid too much. He's good and all, but that's too much money. I did say it was a little bit of an overpay, but I feel like it's nothing to really freak out about, in my opinion, right? At the end of the day, for me personally, I said this when we first got him, right? I said it was a little bit of an overpay. I do agree there, but at the end of the day, you got to see where the market's at. And the market kind of got put with the my boyke from the Ravens. Once the Ravens signed their defensive tackle back, you kind of seen where the market started heading. That kind of set the market for defensive tackles, so it kind of messed us over, right? But at the end of the day, it was a little bit of an overpay, but it wasn't to the point where I think I'm a freak out or be like, "Wow, we just wasted all this money." Because I don't think it's a waste of money. I think he deserves it, but I do think that at the end of the day, you feel me? At the end of the day, that's just where the market lied. That's where the market headed. So, if we blame anybody, we gotta blame the bum ass Ravens.
Yeah, and that's you have to, and that's the other thing is some people want to say, oh yeah, the price was way too high. It all boils down to the market of where these guys are. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When you have Chris Jones getting as much as he got, and when you got Aaron Donald getting as much as he got, and when you start looking at some of those top defensive tackles, how much they're getting, that market is where it's at.
You're starting to see a trend though, Twan. I don't know if you see the trend around the league now. A lot of these players that are getting these big contracts end up restructuring it later on. It's a huge trend right now in the market, yo. Like players that want to stick with their team, they're taking these cuts. Now,
like didn't Mahomes just restructure and open some
Mahomes
money up?
restructured. Joey Bosa, it looks like he's restructuring. Khalil Mack is taking a pay cut. Um, you're starting to see this. You're starting to see this around. I'm trying to see where else. But you're starting to see a trend in the NFL of these guys taking these cuts, and allowing the cap space to go up. And you're probably gonna see that with us. I think I seen somewhere from a Raiders reporter that we might restructure a couple people, which I'm thinking of somebody like Devontae Adams.
Of course.
I think Devontae. Automatic restructuring. Um, at the end of the day, restructuring doesn't mean they don't get the money. They do. They eventually, but they form it in a way where they'll get their money, but it won't go against the cap and it'll open it up. So that's what's gonna happen. Shots Raider Allegiance. What up, lunatic? You got to remember the cap went up. The roster number staying at 53, so the salaries. And yeah, the cap did go up too. It went up last minute. That's what people didn't really realize it either. It went up. I think it went up this season. It went up to like 30 something, which was gonna start yesterday. Which that's why people are throwing all these numbers, right? I heard 15 million. I heard somebody say we had 8 million. Other person said 35. Somebody else said 50. Like everybody's just throwing out numbers, but I do believe we have more than 25 plus right now, and then we'll have more than 25 plus once um obviously the post June 1st, Jimmy Garoppolo officially gets cut, and that becomes 22 million in our so. But that's probably going to go to re-signing players because at the end of the day, Max Crosby is, if I'm not mistaken, I mean, he's still got a lot of years, doesn't he? He just got a contract, if I'm not mistaken. Am I tripping?
You talking about Max Crosby's contract?
Yeah, he got an extension, if I'm not mistaken, 2 years ago, no?
Yeah, I was talking about like 2 years ago. It was like a 98 million or something like that.
Oh, yeah, 4 years. So he still got it till 2024, 2025, he becomes free agent. But there is other guys on contract that it's their last year, which I have to double check that. But shout out to EJ Raider, shout out to everybody coming in, man. Little ass boy, you already know what it is. And he kind of acknowledged it. I don't know if you guys heard Gardner Mitchell. He said he already talked about it. He said that he's a big ass boy. He said, it's like big ass boy. Yo, that's funny, man.
Yeah, ugly little dude.
Shout out to Rod Gas, man. EJ, everybody coming in, man. I appreciate you. And if I skipped you, hey, hit that like. But I mean, if I skipped you, comment again, man. Sorry that I skipped you, and hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll greatly appreciate it. But yeah, let me see. But what you feel about the other cuts? How do you feel about Jerry Tillery going somewhere else for, like, I think it was like 2 mil or something?
Bye, Felicia. You talking about Tillery? He went over to the Vikings. Okay. Here goes RaiderTwuan. Giving y'all the Raider gospel. Look, I talked about production meeting the paper. We let him go because we were going to have to pay $4 million. Why did he go over to the Vikings and his contract is a 3.7? Wait, I think that's less than 4. But wait, hold on. Don't wait. There's more. The contract that Tillery signed is a prove it contract. So that means he's up. It says in the terms it's up to 3.75. So he was going to make less than that. Okay? So bye. Your production didn't. What did you do for us? Realistically, why did we have to go get Wilkins if you were here? Because you weren't doing the job. So I'm not saying that Tillery is a big time defensive tackle or anything like that, but we let him go because we weren't going to pay the $4 million, and then he goes to a team, and they give him pennies to be on that team.
Facts.
Production and paper, it didn't work. So sorry.
Facts.
I guess Telesco had to fire you twice.
He did. Oh, he technically did. That is true. Tillery at the end of the day, he made a little bit of his mark towards the end of the season a year ago. But obviously, hey, he's gone. And we got a better defensive tackle. They said that, hey, if there's a chance to get better, we're willing to get better at any cost. And they literally threw out the money and got somebody way better. And like I said, people don't realize how much of Wilkins has not hit his peak, man. And I'm gonna continue to say it. He hasn't. He hasn't. And he just came off of his best season. 9 sacks. By the way, he still Go ahead.
Didn't he just come out of his rookie contract?
Yeah.
Like a year ago? Or because he came out the same year Clee came out.
Mm-hmm. He was similar, yep. Mm-hmm. I think the
Yep.
same year. If I'm
Yep.
not mistaken.
Because we actually had, and it's just ironic that we got Christian Wilkins, because that was kind of the debate, was like, are we going to get Christian Wilkins at D tackle, or are we going to get the defensive end? And I think we realized that the guy at Clemson, we might have thought it was Cleve Farrell running havoc over there for their D line, but that was really Christian Wilkins, and I forgot what the other guy's name was.
I forgot how that draft went, but it was the same year. So at the end of the day, that's what he got paid, because he deserves it. He was getting better every season, and look at how he's coming in, right? And yeah, and you're right. Protect the shield. It's lit today. It's lit today. I see people going back and forth. The Chiefs fan is funny, bro. It's comical. I love it, man. You already know what it is, man. It's Raider Nation over here, and we out here in full force, man. I'm excited. I said if we don't do anything else, I'm happy with what we got. Like I don't know about y'all. I know people are worrying about the quarterback position, but I feel like they'll establish it, man. I think we'll be just fine. I think.
I'm not really. I mean, as much as I like the quarterback situation, I'm more into the cornerback situation, especially with we already knowing that we wanted, without a Meek leaving,
Mhm.
we wanted a number one corner. We just wanted a corner opposite side of Jack Jones. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say number one, because Jack Jones could possibly be our number one. I'm just gonna say it like that. But we need somebody on the opposite side of Jack Jones, and now that's already one spot, but now Meek's gone. So what are we gonna? At least I think we need at least 2 corners. So
I think so too. Looking at the depth chart, yeah, I think we only have 3 corners on the roster right now.
Yeah. So it might be a situation where we address corner, kind of like quarterback, like where most of us have said we'll address quarterback for clarity, quarterback at in free agency and in the draft. We might have to do the same thing at cornerback. We might have to actually get a veteran free agent, and then address that in the draft.
Yeah, and I think it's 2 too. I think Twuan, I do agree with you too. I think 2 for sure. I don't know how we'll get them. I don't know if we're still gonna get one for free agency, but I do feel like we're gonna draft one 100%, 10%. And if you guys have not seen the cornerback class this year, man, you're missing out. I do think it's a deep cornerback class. Um,
What's your thoughts on and I'm just throwing this out here because I think I would knock on that door at the right price. What's your thoughts on Stephon Gilmore?
ooh, that's an interesting one, because I talked about him when he left, I think a year ago.
Uh,
He's an interesting guy. I mean, you've seen him perform. He's been in Super Bowl teams. He's performed. He's played at a high level. yada yada yada. The list go on. Been a Pro Bowler, been this, that, and third. But I think he already reached his peak, man. I think he's kind of at that stage where it's kind of like you don't know what you're gonna get from him anymore. It
Yeah,
could be the same guy as before. It could be a guy that is already older, and it's kind of like Marcus Peters. He
yeah,
comes in and you kind of see the age get to the guy, and he just doesn't want to do nothing. I think that's where it is. I think that's why the Patriots kind of let him go, and it kind of went to the route it did, and why he's been bounced around right now. So for me personally, no. Um, I would rather take, and I know people would disagree with this, but I'm just saying this as an example. I would rather take somebody like a injury prone guy like Jalen Ramsey than somebody like
just somebody a little younger.
yeah, a little bit younger. Um, could do the same thing, but I think Gilmore reached his peak. I want somebody that is either gonna get there or right there already.
Mm.
That's
And the reason why I say Gilmore is because I think, with Gilmore, I don't think you're going to have to spend a whole lot of money. Yes, he's an older corner. Some people might want to knock him and say he, over I think he was with the Cowboys last. He got picked on a lot, and the reason why he got, and I hate to say that, I not that he got picked on, they were going to his side a lot. It wasn't necessarily that it was because of him, but when you got a corner on the other side that's picking everything off, then obviously you're going to go to the you know what I'm saying, you're going to go to the opposite side. Same thing to in college when Jeff Okudah was supposed to be the best corner coming out of the draft, and he was supposed to be that lockdown corner, and Arnett was on the opposite side getting all the action, you know what I'm saying, and deflecting passes and whatever. Like that's the same situation. So would I be mad at Gilmore coming in being that veteran? I just threw that
could have
out
been enough.
there
Yeah, yeah.
to see. But yeah, of course, right now, especially in free agency, that's what you're going to run into. You're going to run into a lot of older corners, you know what I'm saying, that pretty much probably already got the bag, you know what I'm saying, at some time in their career, and they're just trying to, like the Bee Gees, stay alive.
Yep. And speaking of, I mean, breaking news not for us, sadly. And as you guys could see, what I put on the thumbnail, I put a significant player on there because that's somebody that I was willing to give at least a little bit of money to bring in. Y'all seen Devin White on my front of my thumbnail? Well, he just went and just got signed, and guess where he's going? To a team where they just love grabbing everybody, hoping that it would stick. The Philadelphia Eagles and Devin White have came to a 1-year, $7.5 million deal. The
What?
Eagles strike again,
How?
and the Eagles are gonna. I don't know how they're doing this, bro. I
What?
don't.
How
They
many
play.
freaking players? Wait. Two questions. How many freaking players do they freaking need over there? Second of all, no. Third of all, second to the third. How many freaking linebackers are they gonna put out there on the field at the same time?
But do you see the deal too, bro? Like that's a deal that I would have paid, bro. 7.5. I thought he was gonna get more than 10.
Golly. And
I don't know how they're doing it.
how do they have this money? Third question. How do they have all this money?
I don't even know. I don't even
And
know.
and watch they do what they did last year. I'm just
Hey,
they get all these they get the superstar team and still it still don't equate to anything.
hey, that division over there is tough, bro. I don't know if you've seen what Washington's building, but that's Washington. We already know what the Cowboys are capable of. The Cowgirls, my bad. The Cowgirls are capable of over there because obviously they're a regular season team. We've seen it. And then the Eagles, we know they could perform at a high level, regardless. They could be number one in that division or number two. But what Washington is building over there, the Giants are in rebuild mode. We already know that. The Giants are fourth on that division. But Washington's building something over there that I don't know, And that's a fact. Hurts and Brown is taking most of Philly's money, bro. They just got Saquon Barkley, by the way, which is crazy to me. I don't know how they're doing it, but hey, you know what? Each y'all teach y'all New Orleans Saints cap space incoming. That's what I would say about it. So Devin White's off the board now, so my thumbnail is shit now. That's great. But it's whatever. You know, at the end of the day, I'm still happy with our linebacking core and getting a rookie because at the end of the day, if there's one thing that this regime has shown is that they could have people that we expect them to be at the bottom of the list look so good. And last year, I thought the linebackers was going to be the weakest position in our defense. And best believe I ate my words. That's what happened. So you know, so we'll see what happens. Obviously, we still got time. There's still a lot of free agents out there. I'm hoping we get a little bit more free agents tomorrow, or Saturday, or Sunday, or Monday, or Tuesday, or Wednesday. Um, at the end of the day, they're playing the waiting game, and stuff like that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's just a waiting game, patiently game, and you don't want to miss it, right? Hit that notification bell. And if you already hit it, you have to turn it off and turn it back on because YouTube be tripping. Also, hey, we both do Raider content, both in the description down below, man. For pretty much now on my part, consistent lives now, consistent lives. Fine. What consistent lives? This week I pulled a 4 in a row. I mean a three in 5 days. That's what I'll say. 3 in 5 days. I didn't do yesterday because there was really nothing. But 3 in 5 days, which is pretty crazy, right? That's crazy coming from Eric. Eric could barely even do one, like at 3 in 5 days. So stay tuned for that. And y'all see the new thumbnails, man. New thumbnails out there now, and just wait till one of my favorite thumbnails is the video one. Once I start dropping this video, which NFL draft video coming soon, and y'all enjoy it and stuff like that. But besides that, man, we've gotten a lot of new people here. I know Twan's gotten a lot of new people. I've been seeing from afar in many people's lives so far. I've been finally trying to show up as much as I can to other people's lives, man. Just because I haven't been able to before, so now it's time to support everybody out there, man. So shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to my boy Prez, man. Helped me a lot on that. All lies, everybody, man. Everybody behind the scenes, you already know who you are, man, and stuff like that. And I don't know why the freak my Nightbot ain't working, man. My Nightbot should be working, and he's not working again.
Hey, Nightbot been tripping.
Nightbot been tripping. I heard
it has been tripping like for the past week. I've noticed on people's lives, like Nightbot been. I guess Nightbot's like, hey, it's the off season.
He wants to get paid. He wants to get paid like everybody else.
Hey, he's a free agent right now. You trying to get? He's trying to pimp Telesco right now for an extra couple of mils.
Oh. And it's funny that we're laughing right now because this is making me laugh too, bro. Look at the guy's name, 3 and let go. He says, "Yo, nation, I love Nevada in less than 24 hours. I was approved for my unemployment check. Let's go." What the fuck, bro? Yo, who made that name, bro? 3 and let go is crazy, bro. But yeah, that's the problem with the internet. But yeah, we're not done. That's pretty much the recap of this week, man. I wish we had more to talk about. But the press conference today was very, very, very exciting, man. Pumps me up. I'm ready. I'm already ready for the season. And there's still, people forget that there's still like 5 months until the preseason. So we've got a long ways to go. And next month is the draft. You already know what it is, man.
Man.
Phil Maddock, what's good, man? Good to see you. Hope all is well, man. And shout out to everybody coming in, and a fire profile picture, by the way. Fire profile picture, bro. If y'all don't see what that is, hey, that's nice. And the Raiders hat and everything with the Raider logo in the background, but I love to see that. But shout out to everybody, man. Please, please, please hit that like button. I'm seeing a lot of new faces again. Subscribe if you're new, man, for more daily, consistent Raider content now. And obviously, the 241 Nation podcast is gonna go every Thursday. Let me remind y'all, every Thursday at the same time now, whether it's either 2:30, 3:30. We still got to discuss, but today was 3:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So around that time, we'll go live every single Thursday. And then on behalf of me personally, every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The new on Tuesday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern every Tuesday for me. And Twuan, let them know when you go live and videos and all this stuff.
So Tuesdays, you might as well just go ahead and get the double whammy. Go holler at me at 2:30. You know what I'm saying? I usually about 2:33. And then after that, then you can just hop on over to SC and see what he's cooking. Me and him do different. We talk about some of the same stuff, but different things too. So you ain't gonna miss anything definitely on a Tuesday. Thursdays is always 2 for 1 Nation podcast in the afternoon. You know what I'm saying? So definitely you want to do that. I do go live at random. Like yesterday, I went live in the afternoon. I'm actually thinking about going live tonight. Maybe possibly doing a congregation live where I have some people pull up and talk their stuff. You know what I'm saying? Content creators, panelists, whoever wants to come on. So definitely you want to look out for that. And if you're on the SC channel, definitely come over to RaiderTwuan and subscribe. If you can get a mod to put the link in there, that'd be helpful. But definitely come over and subscribe. And get the content, man. Get my perspective on things, and I let you guys talk your stuff too. So all is welcome, definitely. At RaiderTwuan.
Which video are you talking about, Prez? Am I tripping? Oh, there we go. Let me see. Let me click on it. Give me a second. I'm gonna share it for you guys so you guys can see what he's talking about.
Also, I am on the march for 100 I'm on the march for 500 subscribers by week 1.
Yeah.
So if you get the RaiderTwuan channel to 500 subscribers by week 1, a lucky subscriber will win a pair of black Air Forces. So
speaking of the video what he's talking about, that's dope that Antonio Pierce sent that or put that on his story. He put Raider Resistance, which is Prez, on IG, and it's both of them simultaneously saying Raiders. Let me put the audio.
Ready?
Raiders! All right, now we're good. Let's get to it. Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. That's really
good
dope.
job, nephew.
That's Antonio Pierce's IG, his actual IG, y'all. So it's not no fake account or anything like that. That's dope, man. And you already know, man, Raiders all day, man. That's amazing that he's like that. That's amazing that Wilkins is already like that, and it's day one. Day one. There's also another video that if you guys want to see it, I don't know if you guys have seen it. Let's look at it together real quick, y'all. Before we leave here, before we leave at the end of the day. Just want to share this video because I haven't seen it, so I'll see it live with you guys. It came out 55 minutes ago, so.
What's up? How we doing? Good morning, top. Yeah. Hey. Feels right, man. Woo. There you go. That's nice. Sudden death, real quick. Let's get it.
Full food bar, snacks.
Hold up. Y'all see right.
What's up, Raider Nation? This is Gardner Minshew, man. Just so happy to be here. So excited to get to work and put on a show for y'all this fall. Here we go.
Okay, go ahead and put them down. And then.
That's dope, man. That's dope. That's dope. But shout out to Prez, man. Hey, that's huge right there, man. Getting the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders to get your shit on his social media, man. And hey, he's for the people, man. Antonio Pierce is for the people, man. So I love to see that and love to see the people around me to eat and stuff like that. And shout out to everybody, man. Every Raider content creator out there and stuff like that. 2024, I set out a new goal for myself where, it's all about Raider content, bringing the best football content in general when it comes to college football too. Everything NFL, doing the best to do that and just focus on that, because life is too short for anything. And that's what I realized. So that was my goal this year, to grind, 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 and just talk about football, man. Not worry about nothing else, no drama, no nothing. So that's what the SC Raiders talk is all about now. And it's been working, man. I appreciate you guys for the love and support for that, man, and stuff like that. And we go continue grinding. The new goal is 3,000 subscribers by the end of next season, which the season hasn't even started yet. But I'm grateful that I'm already about to hit 2.1 because of you guys. So I appreciate you guys. And we're just getting started, man. Videos coming soon. I keep praising them, but it's time for me to start executing. So you're gonna see a lot of videos, stuff like that. Maybe edits on my IG. I'm gonna post some edits, some highlights of some players and stuff like that. And stay tuned for that. So on that note, y'all, Twuan, anything you want to say before you any words, anything?
None. Just stay tuned for tonight. We might again. I'm really leaning on having a congregation live, which means we about to have a whole bunch of people on panel talking this Raiders stuff and NFL stuff too. So definitely you want to do that at RaiderTwuan, and come on, get your boy to 500 on the subscribers.
And it's in the description of my video. It's when you scroll down a little bit, you'll see his IG and also his YouTube on there. But for me, I'll be back most likely Tuesday. Like I said, Tuesday 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, unless something happens. Something happens tomorrow. Something happens Saturday. Something happens Sunday, Monday, Wednesday. Then I'll go live at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time in those significant days if breaking news happens. And he says the chaplain going live when? He said later today, maybe. Most likely.
It's probably going to be around 8, 9, 10. You know what I'm saying? Late night. You know what I'm saying? So definitely you want that notification bell on.
And I'll answer this question quickly before I head out. Eric, can I ask you a question? Why is everyone so happy about Minshew? Because Minshew brings somebody that could be able to win games. At the end of the day, say what you say is on the little older side. He's a Raider now. He brings competition to AOC, and it's just the safety blanket in case we don't trade up in the draft or we don't get a quarterback. Then hey, AOC and Minshew brings that dog out of AOC perhaps because of the competition, or Minshew ends up taking over and he wins games. At the end of the day, he's proven to win games. He's 2-0 against us. He's having a really good record from team to team, and also on top of that, he brings just a good, you feel me? Either a good backup, a good competition, or a good safety blanket. So that's all it is. And at the end of the day, I'm excited to what's to come. You already know what it is. Just win, baby. And just like my intro says, man, hey, the commitment to excellence. You bring great players, great organization, great, everything from top to bottom. And that's exactly what you're seeing with the Raiders right now. So I'm excited. Y'all should be excited. And just stay tuned in case breaking news happens in the next couple of days. I'll end up going live at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern, if anything breaks out. If not, I'll see you guys Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. On that note, y'all, another 2 for 1 Nation podcast, man. Your boy SC Raiders Talk and RaiderTwuan, man. And have a great rest of your week and weekend. Remember, don't drink and drive. Tell time never lasts, but tell people do, man. And remember, life is so short, so tell your loved ones you love them. On that note, y'all, I'll catch y'all later. Have a great night, great rest of your day. And we are out. Peace.
Is the will to win. Is the will to win.
Your commitment to